Ay, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Ay, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for wherever, I'll be front and center. Don't fly too close to the sun, your body chopped up by propellers. Came in arrogant, but left out in a stretcher. Fuck the comparison, y'all know y'all couldn't replicate it. Chilling in the desert, I'm good under pressure.
Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, show 'em what we bout.
Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, fuck what they was talking about. All work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Ay, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for wherever, I'll be front and center. Quick to sever, however, whoever. Raining from above, we shooting down through your umbrella. Ay, getting fed up, nothing you could tell us. Snapping every shot I take, just wait till it develops.
Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, show 'em what we bout.
Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, fuck what they was talking
Stick
about.
around when we hold it down, look at what we found. From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down. Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found.
This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles.
From the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
That's the crown on me, wear it proud, fuck what they was talking about.
is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free. Good Monday morning, everybody. I hope you are well. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry that's so loud. I hope you all had a good weekend. Let me change the background so nobody gets sick. I appreciate you all being here. I wanted to let you guys know that there is memberships now. So there's the $1.99 tier. In that tier, you get access to lives that I might have or whatever, and posts that I make. And then there's a $5.99 tier. That one is where I'm putting all the documents that I have. So if you want documents, I've posted so far 2 documents from the Madeline Soto case. And you can go there and you can get those documents and you can use them for whatever you want to use them for. If you want to make a YouTube channel and want those documents to start talking about, make a video, whatever you want to do, it will be there and available for you if you want to join. So I wanted to let y'all know that. Please don't feel pressured to join memberships. We're all part of the Speculating family here. If you just subscribe for me, that is perfectly great. That helps me out more than you will ever know. But if you feel like you want to join memberships, there are 2 levels, and I wanted to let you guys know that. So we're going to start with I'm going to do the Jennifer Soto, where she gets told that the SMEX crimes unit is taking over. I have done the Stephen Stearns interview where, oh my goodness. I have done the interview of Stephen Stearns where he gets told that, or where he turns over his phone. So I didn't want to go over that again. I forgot that I had done that when I made my thumbnail. If you guys want me to go over it again, please feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I will make sure to do that. If not, it's somewhere on my lives from in the past. So I haven't talked about the one where the SMEX crime unit is taken over on the Jennifer Soto case. So we're going to start with that. And then we're going to go through the other ones that I got put out last night, which is just the guy that runs the gate for the apartment complex. And then the one with Stearns. I didn't even know I had that one with Chris Stearns. Like, I keep going through and finding new ones that I was not even aware that I had. So I am excited to talk about that one. I caught some things in that one that just kind of blew my mind. So yeah, with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe if you feel compelled to do so. And yep, we'll get started. Is informed that Orange County Sheriff's Office Sex Crime Unit is going to be taking over the case.
4-11313. Today's date is February 27th, 2024. The time is 23:32 hours. Gonna speak with Jennifer Soto. Hey, Jennifer. I haven't introduced myself. My name's Myra Taglo. Okay, I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office. Do you mind if I talk to you? Do you mind if we talk over there by the car?
Can you up inside?
That's fine.
Where? Inside the house?
In the car.
Yeah. Our car?
Yeah. Oh, look at the baby. Does it lock?
No, it should be fine.
Okay. Over here,
Are we
please.
going to be able to go back home soon?
I'll explain it in a second. Okay? I have a question too before we get started. Somebody said something like somebody in here has a gun. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's a true statement.
Okay, where is this gun at right now?
It is upstairs in the guest bedroom.
It's not like in any of these cars out here.
No, I don't believe so. I think it's upstairs in the guest bedroom. Bedroom number 4. It's got a number 4 on it.
Okay, how certain are we of that?
As far as I know, the gun is inside upstairs. I haven't heard of it being in the car.
Okay. Let me just move my purse.
Her long pauses and hesitations are just suspicious to me. Sorry, I'm eating my breakfast.
If you want to take
If you want to start the car and just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Let me make this. I know it's not the most comfortable, but at least you won't be cold over there.
Yeah. I get cold super easy.
Yeah, I get having the same way, so I understand. You want to take a seat right over here, and then she's gonna. Right about there.
I'm going to let it get through this part where they're just kind of getting situated, and then I'll start talking about my thoughts and opinions. Thank you again, everybody, for being here.
Start it up.
Do you have your keys on you?
Here, have it a little closer, just in case.
Sorry, this isn't my car. There we go. Okay, so I'm not sure if he introduced himself, but his name is Luis Acosta. Okay. We both work for Orange County Sheriff's Office. So I understand you spoke with the other guy earlier with Detective Frank Hunt. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We have officially taken over the case, okay? So
Are you guys with Kissimmee?
no, we're with Orange County.
Oh.
It's just a different unit.
Oh, okay. What unit are you with?
We're with sex crimes.
Okay.
It's just because of her age and is why we take over. Does that make? I know it's kind of confusing, but like we have like different rules.
Okay, about that. I did hear Jennifer do the long pause and hesitate. But I still think she knew something. I think she was upset more, in my opinion. I think it bothered her more that she knew that they knew what had been going on. And number two, a sex crime unit is not going to take over unless there's some kind of sex crime committed. I understand that this officer was trying to reassure her, but they can lie to you. Just by the way, especially interrogations and stuff, they can lie to you. Just putting that out there. The fact that sex crimes unit is taken over, that means that there's been some kind of sex crime committed. I mean, logics is going to tell you that you're not going to have, you know, a sex crimes unit taking, doing an investigation because a candy bar got stolen at the gas station. You know, there's a reason that they got involved. And, Jennifer Soto either not picking up on it or being aware of what was going on and worried about them knowing what she already knew is the reason for that pause or hesitation. It could be either one, in my opinion. Yep, exactly, Jen. The moment I hear they're
in Orange
taking
County,
over, I got
and depending on like people's age, we sometimes take over investigation when it comes to missing persons.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, when you talked to him earlier,
and see that right there, her because she's lying, and that's not something she's likes to do or does often. That again is that reason she's like, because she has to regain her thoughts because she lied just now, in my opinion.
I kind of got like a brief synopsis of what happened. I understand you have a new job.
Yes.
Okay. And if I say anything that's incorrect, please correct me. Okay. You have a new job. And last night you asked them to go sleep upstairs because you wanted to get rest. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What time was this? Do you remember? It doesn't have to be like exact time, but like just. Oh, and then yesterday Sunday she had her birthday party, right?
Sunday she had her birthday party.
Okay, what time was that party at?
It started at 3:00.
Okay, from 3 to what time?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I was at work.
Oh, okay, you weren't there.
But I know my sister home around 8:30.
Uh-huh. Was Stefan here at that time?
I'm not sure if he was here at the time, but I think he got here a little bit after.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, she was already doing what she was supposed to. She had taken her nighttime meds,
Mm-hmm.
and she was getting ready for bed, like taking a shower. She'd take
Mhm.
showers at night. So he's like, okay, she was already on it. I didn't get home until, I'm going to say 10:30.
Okay.
And then at 11, I sent them to bed.
Did Stefan make it to the party?
No.
Okay. And then once you get here, you said you sent her to bed at 11. And the following morning, well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. You send them upstairs, right?
Mhm.
How many bedrooms are upstairs?
3.
Okay. Where?
In bedroom number 4.
Okay. And what about Stefan?
Bedroom number 4.
Okay. Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But
Now we know from listening to the interview with the ex-girlfriend, she stated that Stefan wouldn't even spend the night at her house because Stefan said he had to go home and cuddle with Maddie because she likes his body heat. Ugh. So I think it was a normal thing. It doesn't make sense that he can't even spend the night with the girl he's supposed to be dating because he has to go home because Maddie needs to be cuddled. But she's stating it only happens every once in a while. That it's not adding up.
when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all 3 of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay. Where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king size bed.
Okay. Is it just you two here, or you guys have a roommate, right?
We have 2 roommates, and one of the roommates has a son who's here like a little bit more than half the week.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
Okay. So it wasn't last night. It was the night.
I'm noticing like the like I don't want to use the word excitement, but that's the only thing I can think of right now. Like the high pitch in her voice when she's telling the truth. And then when she's not or trying to be deceptive, she gets real low and is like, and long pauses and things. But you saw just now how quickly she was able to answer those questions, like right on cue, right on point. Voice got higher because she's telling the truth. It's easy to recall. She doesn't have to remember the lie, in my opinion. Good morning, Anatolia. It's nice to see you. Yeah, what schedule, right? So I know she was in training and she had been in training for like a week or something, but still, yeah, she only when we listened to the interview with Chris Stearns, he stated that she doesn't keep a job for very long. Anna, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. She is a bad liar. She's definitely a bad liar. But I mean, at the same time, she got limited immunity. which is pissing everybody off. So whatever she's doing, it worked to her benefit, unfortunately. Thank you for being here, Anatola and Jenny, and everybody else.
The night before,
Yeah, anytime, Anna.
Stefan slept in bedroom number 4 and you slept downstairs.
Yes.
In the master. Okay. What time did you wake up?
I'm going to say around 8 o'clock in the morning, Stefan came into the room and was trying to put the leash on the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere between, I'm going to say somewhere between, he came into the room somewhere between 8 and 8:15. He came in to put the leash on the dog,
Mm-hmm.
and I got up to try to help him because my dog is kind of a nervous dog and I didn't want him to pee on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So we wrangled him, put him on his leash.
We wrangled him. It's been stated many times in the comments that everybody in this house seems to have some form of anxiety, even the daggum dog. That poor dog. I hope that dog is somewhere better now and happy and not dealing with all this shit. Could you imagine being the dog in that house, walking around seeing these crazy adults that are doped up on medication, like, and the dog's just sitting there like, God help me. The poor dog.
Leash, and he said, "Go back to sleep." And I said, "Okay." So I laid back and went back to sleep.
Okay.
I heard people in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly who was in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Anna says, she says, I think that the limited immunity is going to bite her in the butt. Then she said, good morning to Jenny. This is a really great point that I didn't pick up on. She says, why didn't you find that suspicious? She said, Stefan never walked the dog. That is a great point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, why are you, I mean, he could have said, oh, I just want you to rest or whatever, but it's still suspicious. Yeah, and that's what I worry about that dog. I hope that dog's in a better place.
As far as I know, I came downstairs to get ready in her. So she's got she's kind of got a bedroom in the living room. If you go into the apartment, you'll see there's like one of those fake walls. Separating half the bedroom. She's got like a desk with a bedroom and a TV and a dresser. But she'll hang out there during the day, but she never sleeps there. She always sleeps with me, and then the rare occasion upstairs. But most of the time it's with me.
Okay. Did you see her on Monday morning?
Visually see her? No.
Did you?
And again, if we listen to Stefan Stern's girlfriend, he could never spend the night with her because he needed to go home and cuddle with Maddie. So we know that it's a lie that he barely ever slept alone with her. It sounded to me like it was happening every night. And if you're lying about that, are you lying about knowledge of the pictures? Are you lying about everything? I mean, I have to ask. Anna says it sounds like she didn't trust Stefan to do anything. She didn't even let him take Maddie to school normally. He was just a useless adult child. She had 2 kids. I didn't know that. I know Maddie had a stepsister, sorry. But I didn't know that Jennifer had 2 kids. Jenny says what's weird is Jennifer Soto mentioning him going back at that time, but Stefan Stearns doesn't. That's another great point. I didn't pick up on that either. Great point, you guys. Thank you.
Hear her. I heard many people in the kitchen. I'm not sure if it was my roommate or her specifically.
Okay. Is your roommate a male or a female?
Female.
Okay.
They're both females.
When was the last time you physically saw?
Wednesday, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Sunday when you sent her to bed. Okay. Well, and then when you woke up, you
Oh, okay, and I got
Stefan went in there. Did you go back to sleep?
Yes.
What time did you get up?
Let me see if I actually have my...
You don't have to think that long about what time you got up, unless you're lying, in my opinion.
Alarm set.
No, I don't have the specific day on there. Let me check something real quick. I'm pretty sure I woke up around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I left at 9:30. I had an appointment. I had a doctor's appointment at like 10:15. But they took a while, and then by the time they did my blood work and whatever, I think I got home somewhere between 11 and 11:15.
Okay. When you got back, was Stefan here?
I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah.
What was he doing?
Just sitting in my room. At my computer desk on his phone.
Okay. What did you guys do?
And that Jen says he only brings it up because he's shown going back home, but his excuse is that darn gate clicker. And if you listen to the 3-minute video I put out last night with the gate operator guy, he's like, he says something about that clicker. We'll talk about it in a minute, but even that turned out to be a lie. Like, dang, Stefan, I mean, do you have to lie about every single thing? If I ask you what your favorite color is that going to be a lie? Like, Lord have mercy, everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. He's damn so full of shit his eyes are brown.
We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Let me see.
So Anna asked, when do you think he told her he actually unalived Maddie? That's a good question. There's lots of theories with that. I don't know. I think that she knew. So the mom states that she thinks that Stefan doesn't have a minute to do that, and that Jennifer caught them or something happened and Jennifer did it, and Stefan's taking the fall because he feels guilty about the CSA stuff. If that's the case, she would know because she did it. If not, I think that if he did do it, that he would have done it, immediately ran downstairs and like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And she helped him hide everything. So I don't know. That's a good question though. There's lots of theories out there on what exactly happened.
Pretty sure he called me around 10:18.
What did he call you for?
To let me know.
So like this officer, what do you call you for? Real quick. Like, bitch, stop lying. Yep, let's just keep moving on with this questions I have to ask you. Good morning, Judy Berens. Judy says, I wonder why Stephen Stearns doesn't like parents. Did you notice? That's a good question. Probably because he wants parents not to be around their children so that he can, whatever. And Anna says, I like that one. She found out that night or morning. And good morning. Yes, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You guys all have some great speculations and theories. I love it. I'm here for it.
That he didn't go to McDonald's as planned. He had asked her multiple times if she wanted to stop at McDonald's because that was the plan the night before. That they were going to wake up early. He was going to take her to McDonald's, do like a special McDonald's breakfast, and then drop her off at school early because she wanted to get there a little early. But on his way to school, she was very sleepy and wanted to sleep in the car. And she said she did not want to do McDonald's. She just wanted to be dropped off.
Okay.
Also to let me know that he left his phone at home because I had called him multiple times and he hadn't picked up. He had left his phone at home by accident. He had went to the vape shop, but they didn't open on time, so he had waited for quite a while in front of the vape shop.
Just a thought. Like if I forget my phone at home or my husband forgets his phone at home, if one of us tries to call, we'll hear the phone ringing in the house. So she said she tried to call him a couple of times, but he didn't answer. Did you not hear the phone ringing in the house? Did he have it on silent or something? Like, what's the deal with that? I question. Judy says his dark eyes are so black and evil looking. Yeah, they're so brown. Such a dark brown because he's so full of shit. He's just so full of shit. It's coming out of his eyes. Anna says someone said she's using that as an excuse, her wanting to go early because she had to go early the weeks before for the door decorating contest. Okay, yeah, I remember them talking about that. Yeah. It is weird how all of a sudden this morning they're going so early. But it could be that Steppen was trying to get out of the house without anybody noticing, because at some point he had to take her unalived body out of the house and put it in the car. And like, if you think about that, how do you do that? Like, you can't, I mean, were you going to carry a big lump of blanket outside? Are you going to carry her over your shoulder? Like, how are you doing that without anybody seeing or noticing? Judy says, I meant he doesn't look like his parents. You know, he doesn't. I can kind of see the dad in him sometimes in his face, but there's not much of a resemblance there. You're right.
They didn't open, so he left and came back, and we hung out a little bit, and then I think he left again to the vape shop to go buy what he needed.
Okay.
Do you want the name of the vape shop?
Yes. If you have it on the top of your mind, I'm sure we're going to talk again soon, and we'll have more.
No, I'm just saying because that might be helpful if you want to see like surveillance or anything.
Okay, so at some point, I understand he gets like a flat tire, and he's not able to go with you to pick school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you get to the school, how do you realize that she wasn't there?
So I usually leave around 2:30 to pick her up. She gets out of school at 4. So I wait it takes me about 20-25 minutes to get to the school, and then I wait about an hour for her to get out. I waited the whole time. And then when the bell rang and then it was time for her to come out, she wasn't one of the first kids like she normally is. And I realized I was holding up the line because everyone behind me had children and they needed to get out because I was the first in line. So after about, I'm going to say, I think it was like 4:10, she didn't come out and I was holding up the line. So I drove away. I said, maybe I forgot to tell her that I was picking her up that day because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working that day. But I had assumed that she thought, she knew that I was going to go get her. So because she never came out, I left and I went. She works less than.
So, Anna said, I still don't get why he drove around with her body. And that's a good point too. He tried to make it look like she was sleeping. And I mean, I don't know, other than you wanted to be seen with her on camera or something. But again, it's not that hard to tell that she's not sleeping. So it is questionable. It's weird. And Jenny says, Judy said after that, Steppen Stearns was really bold in taking her through the gate. So sad for Maddie. Yeah, that was really bold. But I think he had to go through the gate. I don't think he had an option. I'm not sure what the setup is there. And Jenny says, again, if she had Maddie's phone, why didn't she answer when her best friend called after school? Yep. All great points. You guys are on it today.
You say it's like a 3-minute drive from the school. It's very close. She works in the Hunters Creek Villages area. I drove that way, and I drove along the path that she would walk, and I didn't see her. And then office, I asked, hey, has she gotten here yet? They said no. And I said, okay, let me wait a little bit. And I parked back again on Hunter's Park Lane, I think. And I waited along that lane to see if I would see her walking. And I didn't see her walking. and it was about 4:30, 4:35. At this point, she should have. So I went
I'm
back
here,
to the
y'all. I'm
office,
helping my kids real quick.
and then
So I'm listening. I'll be
I
talking
was like,
in a
"Is she
minute.
here yet?" Oh, she hasn't gotten here. And I said, "Okay, hold on. Let me see." I called her best friend, and I was like, "Hey, are you?" I don't know if I told her I was picking her up from school today or to walk to the office, but I don't see her anywhere. And she goes, "No, she never came to school today. She didn't come to first or second period." And I said, "What do you mean? We dropped her off close to school. She should have walked to school." She goes, "No, she never made it to any of her periods." And I said, "Can you please check with your other friends in your other classes to see if she ever made it?" She got back to me and said no. At this point, I started to panic because I realized something was wrong. I emailed one of her teachers, a few of her teachers actually, and one of them responded to me. He said,
So I find it weird that she's like, when you call and you find out that your child hasn't been in school for first or second period, why are you like, I don't know if my response would be, what do you mean? I dropped her off by the church and she was supposed to walk. I might say, what do you mean she's not there? Are you sure she's not there? Have you not seen her? But why are you telling the teacher I dropped her off up the road and she was supposed to walk? Like, that's not anything the teacher would have to do with, you know what I mean? Like, the teacher's not the one that, she didn't drop her off with the teacher and let her walk with the teacher. You know what I mean? That's just a little weird to me, that you would be telling everybody you talk to, I dropped her off and she was supposed to walk. Like, the point that the teacher would know from was when she was supposed to have gotten at school and forward, not that you were dropping her off and she was supposed to walk. You know, that's just me thinking, some of my speculations.
she didn't make it to his period at all, and he checked all her other classes, and she didn't make it to school at all. That's when I knew something was truly wrong. And I'm not before that email or after that email, but I started panicking and freaking out because she should have been to school. She should have made it.
And then I understand she forgot her phone, right?
Yeah.
Is it common for her to not have her phone?
Yes. She's got ADHD. She's super forgetful. She never realizes that she's in the shower for a whole hour. She loses track of time. She's very.
And then you guys went looking for her, right?
Yes.
Where did you look? Like, did you drive?
That's weird to me too, because I think all of us have been in the shower for an hour and not realized we were in the shower for an hour. Like, that's normal. That's not any type of ADHD symptom, in my opinion. Jenny Jen says, from the way Jen explains, once you press the gate clicker and it automatically leaves the time he went in, I'm guessing that's why he had to have it open for him so he wouldn't leave a specific time. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Great point.
Drive somewhere? Did you walk? Like, where did you go look for her?
Okay. So, after her best friend called me, actually, or I talked to her best friend on the phone, I went back to the school to see, let me check her official attendance. Let me see what's going on. They were already closed. Nobody was at the school. So I searched by backtracking into the school and then coming back out and seeing that there were no kids at the school at all. So then I drove office. Everything was driving. And then I think that response from her teacher at that point. But
did you come back to the apartment at any point yesterday once you realized she was missing?
Stefan was at home waiting for us to get back. And then when I told him something was wrong, she never made it to school, he completely hauled it back to me. And then we all stood there waiting for the cops to show up, and they didn't show up till like 7:30. It took them a while to respond. I think they were looking for other missing kids around the area too. But yeah, no, we did not come back home until we were done with the police. We were done with everything. There was nothing else for us to do except come back.
Where was her phone when all of this was happening?
With me.
How did you get the phone if you never came back here?
I took it with me to go pick her up from school. I was going to give it to her when she got in the car and be like, listen, you forgot your phone again, and let her play on it. I'll do that sometimes when she.
I found that suspicious when I first heard it, but then I was kind of like, well, she would have taken the phone for her when she got out of school if she didn't know anything, and we're going on that theory. Maybe she really did take the phone with her for Maddie to have after school. I'm not sure. It was a little questionable though.
She forgets that I bring the phone with me and I just give it to her afterwards. But I had brought it with me to go pick her up from school.
Okay. And you works where?
I won't get you the address exactly.
Yeah. And then, did you at any point check her phone out while you had it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Actually, I started looking, but I could not concentrate on reading anything. I was too panicked and too worried. I handed the phone to my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one, and my niece. They both started going through her texts. I saw her texts.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing seemed weird. No weird random people. Everyone is someone I was familiar with or had heard about.
Mm-hmm.
They checked her Roblox. They
Mm-hmm.
checked her Discord. I checked her Discord as well. There was nothing.
Okay, so Anna says, why did he actually go home? He was supposedly out doing stuff, right? And then he calls Jen and tells her that he has a flat tire and he has to change it. And we know he got the flat tire from dumping this poor baby's body. And because of that, he was unable to go with them to pick her up. But supposedly he made it back at some point after Jennifer left to pick Maddie up.
Nothing weird. One of the police officers taught me to look at deleted text messages.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at those as well. They were random text messages deleted. They weren't anything.
Do you remember where you were when you were looking at her phone?
Yes.
Which is where?
Let me see.
So if the police are showing her how to look at deleted text messages, I want to know how far back that went, because I'm imagining at some point something inappropriate was said between texts with Maddie and Stefan. And I'm wondering why the police didn't pick up on it then, or if they did, and that's when they were kind of like, okay, we got to get his phone. We got to start investigating this as a SMEX crime. Yeah. Anna says, I thought he was there when he got back from her blood. Okay, so he supposedly that morning took Maddie and was driving around with her in the car and like said she wanted McDonald's, then she didn't want McDonald's, and then he supposedly dropped her off at the church. But then we know from interviews that he went to a motel parking lot and he moved her body from the front seat to the trunk of the car, and then sometime in between in that time frame, either before or after that, went to the vape shop. And then that's while Jennifer's getting her blood drawn. He goes back to the house, then he leaves again, and it's either to go back to the vape shop because it wasn't open, or to look for cards I think it was both, to look for the new La Carrena cards or whatever. And then he calls Jen and tells her that he has a flat tire, and she goes to get Maddie, and he comes back at some point while she's at the school picking up Maddie. I believe. I think that is the timeline.
Is it okay if I call her?
Yes.
I'll get the exact address.
And then while she answers, were you guys, when you guys were looking for her, did you guys keep looking for her in the Hunters Creek area or somewhere else?
Hunters Creek area.
Okay. Did you guys come back here at any point?
No.
What time did you guys come back home?
So Jennifer says they went out looking for her, but Stefan says they didn't leave. That's weird. Because, I mean, if you didn't go looking for her, then why are you lying to the cops and saying you did, Jennifer? Hi, Zan. Anna says, yeah, exactly. WTF. He did so much driving around and came back with Maddie's body for 2 hours in the trunk before he left again. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Zan. It's nice to see you.
Oh, it's okay. Forget it, that's what I was trying. What time did we come back? What time did we come back? That was a very good question. I was gonna say it was like somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m. Did you guys go back out after that? Stefan went back out. And this was last night, right? Yes. Okay. Where was after this?
With me.
Okay. Did you leave the house at any point with her phone after this?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
Why was the point? I don't. Again, when she's asked, and this was last night, right? Yeah. Like, again, why are you doing that? Of course, you know it was last night. That's weird to me. Hi, Jess. Thank you. Thank you so much for hitting the like and subscribe and joining the Speculating family. It's nice to see you. I hope you like it here.
Hold on. No, I think it's been home all day today too.
It's been home all day today?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What time did the police take her phone?
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, they took it. I don't have it anymore. What time did he take the phone?
That I've stated before, that irritates me. That just kidding. Who says that when they're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I misspoke. I forgot. You know, it's not that. Just kidding. And it makes me think that, like, if you're using that terminology, then other people in the house are using that terminology, right? So I'm like thinking, when I hear that every single time, I'm like, did Stefan say things like, oh, Maddie is looking just so beautiful today? Just kidding. Or, you know, something inappropriate. And then just kidding. Like the terminology, just kidding, for me is weird. It's so weird. Never in my life. Anna says she loves it here. Thank you. I'm glad that we can make this a comfortable place for you guys to share your speculations and theories. Jenny Jen says 7:35. Stefan throws the backpack in the dumpster. 8:20 to 8:30 back at the apartment. 8:30 to 8:50 leaves the apartment again. My aunt Jenny is like so good with timelines and everything else. Zan said was just typing the thing, just same thing, just kidding. Yeah, no doubt.
I've made so many phone calls today and seen so many people today that I
Was it
don't
light
know.
out or dark out?
It was light out.
It was still
Detective
light.
Hunt still yeah, it was during the
Okay.
daytime.
And then but other than that, her phone was here all day.
In the morning, yes.
Did you guys take the phone anywhere other than when Detective Hunt took the phone?
I think it's been home all day.
Like, it was a simple question. No need for
I
that
don't think I
long
left the house
pause.
with it.
Okay. Did Stefan have access to the phone?
I'm sorry, I took my medicine, so I feel a little spacey.
If medicine's making you feel like that, you need to talk to your doctor, ma'am, in my opinion. Jess, that's such a sweet thing to say. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for that. That really touches me. Thank you. So Jen, my mod is giving us a timeline. She said at 9:40, Maddie's in the trunk, 10:20 to 12 or 12:30, cleaning in the apartment before leaving once again. Yep, because we know from the roommate he was washing clothes like a maniac, like washing a lot of clothes which is something, again, he never did. And nobody found it suspicious except the roommate. Not to mention the tools that were on the dang coffee table that the one roommate saw. All of it's so weird.
I think I've had it with me. I think it's been with me.
Okay. Did you go through her phone today?
Yes.
Okay. Where was that at?
Here.
And what were you looking for at that time?
To see if there was anything else. What we couldn't access on Monday night was Roblox. So my niece came over and logged into her Roblox and checked out messages. But then they were also, my sister was also looking for her phone to see if there was anything.
Here at the house?
Yes.
And that was today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys have her account information as far as like her iCloud and all that stuff? Or is it just on her phone?
I've had a hard time logging into it before when I was trying to get her a new phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if I can log in to her iCloud. I think it's all on her phone.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because they took the phone and they downloaded it, right? They can see like if somebody tries to access her accounts and stuff like that. So if you guys do have access to anything, if you guys can refrain from like logging back in.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So it doesn't look like if she tries to like access her accounts from like somewhere else, that way we can track that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So they're asking if you can, just try not logging into any more of her accounts so that when he's going through the phone, it doesn't look like she's trying to log on from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a couple things to say about that. Number one, they're asking if she's accessing Maddie's iCloud for a specific reason. And that's because they can see on their end that somebody's accessing the iCloud. I'm assuming the iCloud is like the Google for Android, because that's what I have, where it stores all your photos and videos. So they know somebody was accessing photos and videos on Maddie's phone from the iCloud, because that's why they asked specifically about that. This is all speculation, in my opinion, just by the way. Why is she trying to access the iCloud, the photos and videos specifically? What are you trying to delete? Number one. Number two, in the audio with Maddie's best friend, she states that there was 2 pictures of Stephen Stearns in some kind of group chat or text messages, but she was unable to pull them up after Stephen got arrested. So Stephen hasn't been arrested yet in this audio, but at some point, Jennifer Soto is still accessing it because the pictures didn't just delete by themselves. Somebody got on there in the group chat or whatever and deleted them. Why is Jennifer Soto going through Maddie's iCloud, phone, all of the things, and deleting photos and videos? Why? If she did not know anything, why is she doing that? Again, what the fuck? Anna says, I knew Jen. Let me highlight it for you guys. Jen says, good morning, Zan and Jess. Zan says, you can tell the interviewer isn't buying it the way she cuts Jen's mumbling and rambling off. Yeah, no doubt. Jen says, good morning, Zan and Jess. Welcome. Anna says, I knew Jen was a culprit when the roommate said she saw Maddie and Stefan cuddling, and she texted Jen about it, and Jen just said, you're good, thanks. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Zan said, I didn't catch that, Anna. Wow, Jen, really? And then Anna says, wow, yeah. Yeah, this part really threw up so many red flags for me.
Was there anything else that they wanted us to clarify?
Did you find the address to your...
Sorry, let me call her again.
Or what's the name of it?
Oh, if I could remember her business name, I don't know.
What kind of business?
It's an insurance business. I think Advanced Insurance something group.
And then I know that you've been with us for the most part of the day, right?
Yes.
Love you, Anna. And I love all of our speculating family members here. Y'all are all amazing.
I want to say maybe like 40 people out here, okay? Between us and Kissimmee and we're all, going to be working basically overnight and throughout the day tomorrow until we. Okay. Tonight, what we're gonna do is, I know we already secured your house, right? We asked everybody to leave. So another thing that I'm gonna ask is if you guys can find somewhere else to stay for the night, because we're gonna have Kissimmee out here at your apartment for the rest of the night, because the people that come and like take pictures and all that other stuff are not going to respond until the morning. Okay, so nobody can go into the house for the rest of the night until the house gets, we need to take pictures and do other stuff with the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And unfortunately, because you guys have such a big apartment, it's not something that only one person does. Like, we don't do that, right? We have our forensics unit come out. And it's not something that one person can do by herself. So she has to wait until people come in, because they're on call after midnight, right? So she has to wait for the other people to come in the morning, and then they're all going to come in as a unit and try to get it done as quick as possible.
Okay. I need to go back into the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have medication that I have to take in order to be like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a possibility that I can go back in there and get my meds?
Yes. Give me a few minutes, and then we'll try to figure out how we can get your medication. Okay, but that's something that we can definitely get. Okay. Does it make sense what I'm telling you?
Yes. Yes.
She's breathing heavy, like, I don't understand why you didn't think this was going to happen. Number one, if you didn't. Number two, she and Stephen asked to go back in the house and get their medications. Like, at this point, I'm assuming if I was in that situation, God forbid, my question, I think I would have asked, okay, can somebody get my meds for me? Because I would already know that I can't go back in the house at that point. You could just really need your medicine and thought that they could go back in and get it. I think differently than a lot of people, but I would have known that I can't go back in the house once they tell me that, because then they would have a concern about me destroying evidence. And I wonder if that's what Stephen and Jim were trying to do. Or, if it was innocent. It could be either one.
I just don't know what we're going to do about finding a place to go, but okay.
And then, because last in Stefan's car, we're also going to tow his car.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Do you have any questions about anything that I'm telling you? Okay, so from now on, it'll probably be me getting in touch with you, okay? Not Detective Hunt. Okay?
Okay.
Do you understand everything that we discussed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get your direct number?
Yes.
Job address, if I remember it correctly, is 13550 Village Park Lane, Suite 125.
Okay.
In Orlando, Florida.
That's in
Hunters Creek.
Hunters Creek, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Village Park Drive, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 13550.
Yes.
Is that like an apartment complex?
It's a business building? I don't know. It's a building with a lot of business and offices inside.
And when did you say you were there?
I got there around 4. Well, see, I left and came back. So 4:45. I got there, and I think I stayed until they had left.
Were you there today?
Ma'am, why are you having to think so long about where you were at today? if you're not trying to remember your lie. I could tell you where I've been at today, yesterday, and the day before, off the top of my head, real quick like. I don't get that. Why?
Is there phone would be anywhere near that area today?
Busted.
No, I don't think so. It's from me. Oh, Detective Hunt went back to that office. I'm so sorry, and he had her phone.
See, there she uses the term, I'm so sorry, instead of just kidding, number one. And number two, busted. That's all I got to say about that. Anna says, the lies so far in this interview, she searched with Stefan. She said in the news and in the interview, she was staying by the phone. Yeah, and Stefan states, she told in this interview that she searched, but Stefan states that they never left the house. So that's weird. Anna says, me neither. Jen Soto is such an on meds. I can't see her forgetting to take anything. I can't see her forgetting to take her meds either, because it sounds like her and a lot of people in those in the house use those medications like as a lifeline. And some people need medication like that. I understand, but I don't know. I question if abuse of the medication was going on. And again, if you're in such a fog, like I've stated before, to not know what was going on, Jennifer Soto had to be so medicated that she was damn near walking into walls and shit. Like, I think that you are medicating yourself to that extent to try to block out what's going on around you, in my opinion.
Okay. He had her phone at that time.
Yeah.
Why did he go back to that office?
Because my uncle had walked the path along the trail, and he had found a wallet with not an ID, but like credit cards and something that had somebody's state on it. So he went to pick it up to see if it was of any interest.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my business card. I'm still here for a little bit longer. I'm gonna talk to Stefan one more time. There was like a few things that we needed to clarify with him, and then we're gonna, like, me physically, after I get done talking to Stefan, I'm gonna try to go get rest, right? Because we're gonna continue to do all this.
Yeah.
There's other detectives that are coming from my unit. Okay. So like there's always gonna be somebody here.
Okay.
So just because I physically am not here, don't think that we're not physically working on this. We have a lot of people in our unit, right? So we're taking like shifts. And then the people we have violent crimes out here as well. And they're here till 4 a.m. So I don't want you to think that like, just because I'm leaving that we're not still actively working on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like they are here till 4 a.m. and then the day shift people that also work violent crimes come in around that same time. So they're going to take over. So like we have like people working till a certain time and then other people coming and taking over. Okay. So like I said, just because I physically am not here doesn't mean that we're not still working on something. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I don't remember if Detective Tackler asked, but yesterday when you guys were out looking, do you remember what time you were out looking till?
So yesterday,
Good morning, Eek. Good morning. Good morning. Anna says violent crimes doesn't get a flinch out of her. Right. Like violent crimes, sex crimes is taking over. It's not normal. You're not going to have the deli department's not going to come and help me in the dairy department. You know what I mean? Like maybe that was a bad reference, but you know what I mean? There's certain specific departments for specific things. They all are called that certain department because that's what they do. Like logically, they're not taking over unless that kind of crime has happened. Yeah, big side does equal lie.
I stayed in the office. My family went out searching.
Which office?
1355. Yeah.
You stayed until what time?
I'm gonna say somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. I left and then I came home.
You came straight here.
Yeah.
And then who was out? Your family was out looking?
Yeah, but I think they all stopped when. Actually, I'm not sure. One of my uncles might have kept searching along the trail, but I'm not sure until what time he was out. My dad as well.
What about Stefan?
Stefan went out sometime in the middle of the night and went searching, cruising around to see if he could figure out where she might be.
What car was he driving?
My car.
Was anybody driving Stefan's car?
No, just Stefan.
So he states that he never left. She's here stating that they searched and that he left in the middle of the night to go search. That's weird. We know again that the dogs hit on Jen's car. So that part is telling me another time he could have possibly went to the scene where he dumped the body and did God only knows what. Or moved the body.
And what time was he out?
I have no idea. I fell asleep, but I know he drove my car because when I got into it, I said, "Oh, the seats adjusted. Did you drive my car?" He goes, "Yeah. Remember, I said I was going to take a drive tonight to go search for her because he does have like insomnia. He can't sleep at night sometimes, and especially like that's what's going on right now. But I'm not sure what time he may have come in or out. But if you guys look at my gate clicker, you need that to come in the front gate. You can see what times he may have come in and out.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else for you. We're gonna clear some things with Stefan, and then I will let you know before I hit him.
Okay.
Okay. Do you promise that everything you said today is true?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ending the recording at 009.
So how many times she stated that she got in the car and she saw the seat had been moved and that Stephen was like, "Oh yeah, don't you remember I told you I was going to go out and look and search?" How many times did that happen? Was that a normal thing? Did Stephen Stearns do things and then just say, "Oh yeah, you remember I told you that," even though he didn't, knowing that Jen wouldn't recall because she was so heavily medicated? That was a question I have here in the end of that one. Jen says, "Good morning to you, Eek." Okay, so now we will listen to the gate clicker guy, and then we will listen to the interview with Stefan's dad. This one's just real quick. I'm just going to point out the lie that he told. Hold on just
Ollie and
hold on just a minute. Oh, I also saw there's another interview that I've got to look at. It's not mine. It's something that somebody else put out that's dealing with another case we've been talking about. And I'm going to listen to that one and see if there's new information in it. And if there is, I'll probably do a live this afternoon just to cover what's said. So if you see a live pop up, I'll try to do it a couple hours before I'm going to go live and talk about it. And I might be live again this afternoon. I just want to let y'all know. I saw it. I've got to look at what it is. All right, so let's listen to the gate clicker guy. Interview with the guy who operates the gate, and Stephen gets caught in yet another lie.
Today is Wednesday, February 18th. Time is 18:38 hours. Case number 24-011313, and we are here with Alex. How do you say your last name, Alex? You were working on Monday, the 26th? Okay. Do you remember a resident coming through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember, but not his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking. It's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
A green shirt. Okay. Do you remember what time that was around?
In the morning.
In the morning. Okay. What time do you get to work? What time does your shift start?
6 to 2.
6 to 2. Okay. If you had to give a ballpark of what time it was?
Not really.
Okay. Have you seen him before?
No.
No? What about her?
No, because I don't remember his face. So
Okay. But so he pulled up because I know you have a resident lane and then like the guest lane.
yeah, he was like.
So he was in the which lane?
The resident. Lane.
Okay. And he had a clicker
Yeah,
with him
yeah.
and he's like, hey, it's
Yeah.
not working. Okay. Did you get a good look at the girl at all?
No.
No. Could you tell like age or or gender, race, anything like that? No. Okay. But you said she was wearing something green.
Yeah, and she was like
Okay, so I was had to help a child. So we hear there that he states that Stephen comes through and it's like, hey, my gate clicker's not working, and then the guy clicks it and it opens. Like, and he's like, it seems to be working to me. That's what it sounded like to me. Just happened there. Also, we hear about what he see when he sees Maddie and assumes that she's sleeping, which is really sad image to think about in your head when you hear that. But yeah, like the gate clicker guy just clicks the thing and it's like, yep, there you go, it's working. What the hell, dude? Like, weird to me. But like my Jenny said earlier, if it's because he didn't want the gate clicker to show what time he had come through there because it would help with the timeline, then yeah, he would have went through. I mean, anything that he could do to keep from using his gate clicker would work, right? So that makes sense. Oh, Anna, so sweet. I'm glad you're here. Jenny says, good morning, Ink. Anna says, thank you for being an early bird. I love listening to this stuff while I get up and get ready. Oh, you're welcome, Anna. Yeah, I don't know if he wanted him to see the body, but he made it look like she was sleeping so he could drive around and pretend to do a bunch of things. It's all weird, man.
like apparently sleeping, like kind of like this.
Okay.
That's
Did she say anything?
no.
No. Okay. And he didn't say anything else?
No.
Did he seem to be acting normal or did he seem nervous at all?
No, normal.
Normal.
Was, yeah, I didn't notice. Like I was even with a car here on the cone, and I went there, but he was normal. He's just like, hey, my clicker's not working. I'm like, oh.
Okay. Did you see the car again that day?
No.
No.
When you walked up to the car, did you walk up to the driver's side of the car or the passenger side of the car?
The driver.
So which direction was her face?
Like to the other.
So
side.
she was facing like the
like
passenger
the driver
window.
here. Yeah.
Passenger window, so her head was turned away from you.
Like this.
Could you see her hair? Did she have any like blanket or anything on her?
I saw her. No, she didn't have blanket. She had just like her hair, like this.
Okay. So covering like maybe
Yeah.
half of her face?
Yeah. Like I couldn't see her face. It was just like turned with the hair like this.
Did you see her move at all?
No.
Okay. So she was just still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Of interview at 18:41 hours.
Anna asked, do I think that he meant to unalive her? I'm not sure. I don't think it was planned. I think it was something that happened spur of the moment. But why? If she was pregnant, then he could have possibly meant to unalive her. But going with that theory, and I've stated before, if you're thinking about getting in trouble, right, and you're going to get in trouble regardless, like either for the CSA or you're going to murder her and then they're still going to find everything because police aren't stupid. They're going to find out that she's pregnant. So, and again, this is all just speculation. If you did it because she's pregnant, they're going to eventually find out what you've been doing. They're going to know that she's pregnant. They're going to do a DNA on the baby to see who the father is. It's going to come back to you. Like, why would you murder her? Like, why not just admit to what you've been doing, do the time for that, and then she's not dead and you're not possibly not in prison for the rest of your life or looking at the death penalty. Like, it doesn't make sense. Why not go do the time for that crime instead of the rest of your life or possibly death penalty for murder? Why did it go to that extent? Unless, I don't know what happened. Like, you freaked out or, got too angry or whatever. and did that. Jen says, his parents said that Saturday he seemed worried and anxious. Right. And that tells me, that's why I say if she was pregnant, because I'm wondering if he was anxious because she was pregnant and he didn't know what to do. Yeah. With Stefan's dad after Stefan got arrested.
Resuming the interview with Mr. Stein. Mr. Stearns. No, go ahead.
So we were initially going to go ahead and use the consent, but we're going to kind of slow down on that aspect. We want to make sure we're doing this all the right way. Understood. To do what's best for her and to make sure that we're above board on everything. So while we greatly appreciate your cooperation, we're not going to force entry in there right now. Does your wife ever go to the storage unit?
Does she what?
Ever go to the storage unit?
No. No, she's never been to that storage unit.
How does he know the code to your code to the storage unit? Is it written down somewhere?
No. So I was thinking about that earlier. So there's another incident here. So I get a call from the storage unit 2 or 3 weeks ago telling me that they were running an audit of the units because there was going to be an inspection or something, and my unit wasn't properly locked. So
Okay.
The way it works is that you've got this slide mechanism, unlock it and then.
So the reason they're talking about the storage unit is because they're trying to figure out where Stefan went, because he was down in Northport, and we know that he went and got the hard drive off of his computer that was at his parents' house and did something with it. I don't know if it's been found or whatever, but at this point, I'm assuming they're thinking that it's in the storage unit. And so they're trying to get access to the storage unit, but telling him they're not going to break into it right now because then you've got a bunch of physical damage to the property that you've got to pay for with the police department money and things. So they're trying to avoid that.
Unbolt it from the hinge, and then you have to push it back and secure it in one of the 2 holes. And they said it wasn't properly locked, and they had flagged it, and I needed to get over there and fix it. So I went over there, opened it up, looked at it, everything's fine, and then locked it properly. And I'm going to say maybe there's a 50-50 chance I did that, but I'm pretty anal about it. And so I don't know.
A 50-50 chance you did what? What do you mean?
Pardon?
A 50-50 chance you did what?
I may not have locked it properly, or maybe now that I'm aware that he possibly had a key to it, that he went into the unit.
Okay.
But nothing out of the ordinary.
Has he ever gone to the unit to help you with something and you
Oh, he's helped me load it up, yeah.
Okay. So he could have the code for that.
Maybe he observed me punching in the code.
Okay.
Which is pretty devious on his part.
Yeah.
I mean.
So,
how long did it take you to get up here last night?
Pretty good time.
When you say pretty good time?
There's no traffic.
So what?
None on 75 and nothing on, so I think I got up here I'm definitely under 3 hours, but I would say at least 2.5 hours. Trying to figure out where we were going to stay because had no idea. So we found a place out there off of Western Parkway. So I think I left around midnight and got up here 2:45-ish.
That's very possible, Jen. All of that stuff is possible.
well,
I could pinpoint it exactly just by looking at what time.
That's all right. That was kind of just
a ballpark because we don't go down to Northport at all. Well, so we've been all very, very straightforward with each other. You've inferred several times that you suspect there's more going on.
Mm-hmm.
We did do a release. Your son has been arrested for sexual battery.
What?
Your son was arrested for sexual battery. Essentially rape. Okay. And that's where we're at with this investigation right now.
Obviously it wasn't Jen, but
it's still active, so we won't get into who the victim is, but I mean, you've done this job before. I think you can reasonably infer where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why things are going to slow down a little bit.
Understand.
We're gonna we're slowing the pace down just a little bit. In that regard, not necessarily in the regard of trying. Okay, so we're going to be, executing a search warrant down there at the storage unit. There's no reason to break the lock. We're just going to go take a look.
So you need me there with the key to let you in?
Not necessarily. They'll coordinate that, and we'll coordinate with the storage unit and get that done. So that's kind of where we're at, and I'm pretty sure Jen already knew that happened. So
Jen do what?
Jen does know, correct?
Yes. So
Jen knows that he's been arrested. Jen doesn't know anything about the incident itself.
She's a little more informed, given that direct involvement. Whether she chooses to share that with you or not.
Yeah, we're protected under law of disclosing victims' information. But we've had a long conversation, and all that.
Before you go, because I don't know if the Kissimmee officer has your contact information, just so I can relay it. What is your phone number, Mr. Stearns?
So I didn't listen to all of this. I just kind of skipped through and heard a few things here and there because I like to give my live reaction to these things on my lives. I like to react in real time. So I just kind of skipped through to see if I heard something that I could put on the thumbnail. So I haven't heard all of this, but this just seems very normal and natural. Of course, they're going to be searching the storage unit. And talking about getting in, but I'm waiting for the dad to realize that it was Maddie, and I'm wondering if he did. Remember, Stephen Stern's dad used to be in law enforcement. He used to be a sheriff or police officer of some sort. So yeah, him in the prison costume is the best ever. Yeah, that's a bad picture too. He had something there, and I just kind of wrote out what it was, and had to erase what was there. Eek says, I feel bad thinking about it, but people are sick. Yeah. Men never taking accountability. Yeah, no doubt, Eek. Anna says, imagine finding out what your son did to the child and your first instinct is to be mad at the child's mom. No doubt. No doubt.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand that to the lead detectives on the case.
So you say Kissimmee, so it's not.
Initially, we believe this was going to be a sheriff's office case, and at this point, it's not looking like it's going to be a sheriff. It's going to be a Kissimmee case. Now we are heavily involved, which is why we're all here.
Well, you got two issues you're dealing with here.
What's that?
You got the missing person that's in your jurisdiction, and then I guess the Kissimmee's handling the other issue.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we're going to continue to remain involved. And that's the semantics of it, of who's investigating. But that's why we're at the Orange County Sheriff's Office today, not the Kissimmee Police Department.
So will he be transported to Kissimmee or?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually. So initially, he'll be at Orange County, and then eventually he'll go to Osceola.
Is there multiple counts?
Sure, it's very good.
Right now, there's only one count.
Okay.
But the investigation's still unfolding, so there could be more.
I don't anticipate him getting out anytime soon. So
No.
what I would ask is that you remain available. I mean, you've been
Because we're still trying to.
I think you understand the gravity of what we're doing. Our first priority, and that's why we've tried to elicit this cooperation from you. Understand
make sure that you got the search warrant off if you're not using it.
We just ask that you're available for us.
So
you are, make sure it's lit because that's not propane.
Acting with Northport PD?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of our guys is going to get a bag, and he's going to drive down there and try to get this all facilitated in the next 24 hours.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
And Northport, I believe they were going to go talk to your wife and just make sure.
Yeah, I think
she was there.
Okay.
Well, they were there when I was talking to her. So.
All right.
When you say available, you need to be here or just?
No, I mean,
accessible?
Accessible,
Oh,
be
accessible.
available by phone.
Yeah.
So all this seems normal to me.
As far as I know, we don't need you here for anything in Orange County. Obviously, I'm sure Jennifer needs you here, but that's up to you how you want to handle that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has family locally, but
Jennifer has family locally, so we're trying to, I gotta get her back to her car.
Right.
And is she free to go back to the townhouse?
I'm not sure if we're still
shortly. She's not going to
processing that. Her car is the white Nissan.
We have that car.
Yeah, we have that
Oh,
car.
now she doesn't have a car, so where's she supposed to spend the night?
Without sounding callous, ideally we'd like to the plan is to release her home back to her. We don't believe we need access to the home right now. I'll get you a definitive answer here shortly.
So she can go back home tonight.
Hopefully.
I'll get you an answer for that here shortly.
Hopefully.
What about the Lincoln that you impounded? What's the status of that?
That's still being processed.
Okay. I just want to give you fair warning that it's the poodle ambulance.
It's the poodle ambulance.
Because we
Okay.
put the dogs in there for when they're coming in season, or they just had a litter of pups, so sometimes they get puke or blood smeared on the seats, and even though you try to clean it up, I said, I don't want somebody to get too excited and all of a sudden you pick up,
we've got experts on the case.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's animal blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, Trixie. Thank you, Jim, for letting me know what needed.
What's that?
Keep us being quick and we'll get an answer about the house.
The poodle ambulance. Oh, thank you.
That was kind of funny.
You put these pads down and they still manage to, like their rear ends.
Of
Leather
course.
seats, and you go,
They're like kids, they just poop and pee and vomit all over the place, and you're least suspecting. So.
Well, this has certainly been a change, 24 hours of change. I don't know whether to say I'm flabbergasted or impressed at Stefan's endeavors.
Well,
he was, as far as I knew, he was going to pass out at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It didn't take me long to crash and burn, and then to find out that he made this round trip to Northport.
This part, I didn't hear all of it. I heard a part of it, and it kind of blew my mind because it gives us a timeline of when he left the hotel room and where he was at, like the generalized area, the town, I found this interesting.
Imagine what's going through your head right now, and I do sympathize for you and your family. And
I'm pissed that he's done this to us, done this to himself, done this to us and somebody else.
It's not an unreasonable thought, not unreasonable at all.
I had no idea of the issue and what he may be capable of doing here, and it's just like it's a revelation.
Yeah.
I've always told him to respect law enforcement, respect the law, but it appears that he's decided to live a different lifestyle. I mean, one time he got pulled over by the highway patrol, I could hear him yelling at the highway patrol.
Right.
I'm sorry that's so loud.
Listen, they'll haul your butt up from Winter Garden to Mount Dora, and that's a long way to go. And I said, you don't want to upset that guy. The guy was very, very professional. Apparently he was driving on maybe a registration issue or something, so I had to go up and get him because they wouldn't let him drive the car. But
he seems like such a nice person, this man, like, and his mom and stuff, like they babied him, which was not good. They ended up raising a man child, but Stephen was very much loved by his parents and taken care of and kind of had it made. And his parents seem like the nicest people ever. It's just weird to me. All of this case, the whole case.
It's like the old saying, you don't fool with the IRS or the Lone Ranger, and you don't fuck with the highway patrol. They're not nice guys. No. They can be, but they're nice guys.
Oh, they're cranky, they're traffic guys. They're cranky.
give me a ticket. You know?
Yeah.
I've got plenty of warning tickets from them, so I feel
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
blessed.
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah. But, okay. So what, you guys are going to arrange to get access to the storage unit?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't need to be involved.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. Truly, you know, my thought right now is if you're available for your family, available for, you know, that kind of thing right now, and get some sleep, however hard that may be, and then we'll let you know what needs may arise, if any. So we're trying to facilitate all this, you know, least amount of, this is going to sound, intrusion in your life. Go ahead.
Yeah. Where is the bright home? The model home? The model home? 13. No, Luis has been there today, so no.
Thank you, Trixie, for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. That was so sweet of you. For those of you who are here now that weren't here in the beginning, I do have memberships now. I have a $1.99 level where you will get access to posts that I make and members only live streams. And then there's a $5.99 one, and that's the one where I'm posting documents, like all my documents that I get. I post them there, and then you can have them and use them for whatever. You could like make a video with them. You could start your own YouTube channel if you wanted to. And I've got 2 documents out in that section right now, and I've made a members only post just thanking you guys. Now, I don't want to, I'm just telling you guys that option is available if that's something you want to do. If you don't feel pressured to do anything, I'm just letting you guys know. That's really nice though. Thank you, Trixie, for becoming a member. That means so much to me. That's so awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, he said they're all there. And he would have been there very early in the morning, or Luis would have been there around 10 o'clock, and there he would have noticed that. Okay. Bye.
Eek, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you guys. That's so awesome. I'm so glad to have y'all as members. Yay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
In speaking to our
I hope so,
counterparts,
Trixie.
they are not prepared to release the town hall back to her.
You guys have been here since like the beginning, so I appreciate
don't have
that.
a
Jen's
timeline
been
for
here
that.
since day one, but you guys came here not
They're in communication
shortly
with her.
after.
She may already know that, but they are not releasing the apartment
Thank you
tonight.
guys.
Is she still out
Thank
in
you
the
so
car?
much.
She should be.
She should be.
Yeah.
Oh, she called me earlier and said she's frightened to be out there.
Oh, well, I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, we're good to walk downstairs. This was just
Yeah.
kind of a debriefing.
So I'm going to the office tomorrow and spend some time there. Do you need to get together with me anytime tomorrow?
Good morning, Joy. It's nice to see you. You know, I do the same thing. I'll put somebody that I'm listening to on my TV in the living room while I'm cleaning the house. Thank you for being here and thank you for listening. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much.
Before I leave town and head back.
If we do, we'll contact you. If you're back in Northport, that's not an issue. We're going to have one of our detectives down there.
I haven't really caught much yet to talk about because it's just generalized conversation, but there is an important part in this that I want to get to because I just skipped through, and I guess when I skipped through, I hit the most important part. So
If we need to liaison with you at some point, we'll make it happen.
Okay.
So,
They give us county cars and county gas, so we can drive.
and they have AC, not like back in the day.
Well, we had 480,
Whatever that means.
4 windows down, 80 miles an hour.
All right. That's how you got the guy going
That's
70
funny.
in the one.
I had to stop and back up. Not really.
So, Mr. Stearns, we had a long conversation, 2 of them. Do you swear everything you told me is true?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
I have nothing to hide.
Very good. Well, we
You seem like a good man.
really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that your son, well, we're going down this path.
Well, like I said, I questioned my wife last night. I said, do we really know him? And she got pretty pissed at me. But I said,
Well, you're going to have to deal with when she looks at the news here soon. I don't know. It's better to find.
Thank you, Anna, for becoming a member. Thank you, guys. That's so awesome. Y'all make me feel so special. Thank you guys for becoming members. I really appreciate that. I've got to schedule a members only live stream and figure out what we're going to talk about. Yeah, and I hope that you guys, yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Anna. That's so sweet. I didn't know that you've never been a member of anything before. I'm so glad that you felt compelled to join our speculating family here through memberships. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Out for her to find out by looking at the news, or for you to tell her first?
well, we don't get, I mean,
Shouldn't
I'm
get
sure
Orlando
there'll be some
news,
news
right?
down there. And, my greatest fear is that what we can experience as far as blowback. And I'm a private person, and that really, I'm not going to say it terrifies me, but it worries me that, the media frenzy and what have you, that somebody wants the angle, hey, I've got the hot story today,
I mean, and then my partner can probably speak better to it, but I mean, expect that you may have a car or two out front of your house, given, that his relationship to Northport, but,
I think your saving grace is that you're not in the Orlando market, right?
Right.
You're in the Tampa market, I can only imagine. You're not. Stearns isn't the most common last name, but it's not the most rare last name.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a statewide search. They'd have to do a really good job, I think, to find you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not good at their job, but
Well, I mean, I'm out there in the public. You can just Google me.
Yeah.
I'm going to come up because I'm in real estate. So,
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be concerned about that until there's a problem. And if they're out in front of your house, and you can always call Northport and they can advise you. But if they're ever on your property, just tell them to leave.
Yeah.
As far as professional blowback or anything like that, it's tough for everybody to put two and two together.
Does Jen know that he made this trip this morning?
So we didn't speak to Jen.
I wasn't privy to those interviews.
Jen spoke to the Kissimmee Police Department. So my understanding is she is briefed very well. But that's a conversation you guys could probably have, on the drive back or at some point in the near future.
I just don't see where he had the energy to do this. I mean, unless he was faking it with me at 3 a.m. this morning.
This is the part that I heard that was important. I don't see how Stephen Stearns had the energy to do a damn thing, if I'm just being completely, frankly honest.
I don't know where he got the effing energy. But you're telling me he was down there at 7:45 at Toledo Blade?
Yes.
I mean.
So I'm guessing there's a place called Toledo Lake. So he was at Toledo Lake from 7:45 in the morning. We know that he was up at 3 o'clock talking to his dad, and his dad's talking about I don't know where he got the energy, because obviously he's seeming tired. He's thinking he's going to go to bed. He's really tired. And then you find out that he didn't go to bed at all, and he was down at this lake area at 7:45. So he's like, where did he get the energy? Why did he trick, basically finding out his son tricked him.
7:45, 3:45. He waited till she went to sleep and snuck out. Not long after we all said goodnight.
So they all said goodnight, I'm assuming around 3 a.m. because that's when he talks about they were done talking. He waited for Jen to fall asleep about 45 minutes. And then at 3:45 snuck out and was still down in this lake area at 7:45 in the morning. This is the second night he's left, because we just found out in the interview with Jennifer that he had told her, oh yeah, you don't remember I told you I was going to go out and look for Maddie. And that's why Jennifer's seat was moved. We don't know how long he was gone that night, because Jennifer never tells us. And then we find out the very next night, the night that they're in the hotel room, he does it again. What is he going to do? Did he move the body? I'm going to give y'all a very heavy trigger warning right now. Did he go down there to visit with Maddie and spend some time with her? Did he go down there to ask her for forgiveness for what he did? Did he go down there and say his goodbyes? Like, I want to know where he's going for all these hours in the night, 2 nights in a row. And you know that the police are watching you. But you got to get out there so bad that you can't help yourself, even though you know the police are watching you. That's how bad you're aching to get out there to wherever it is you're going and do whatever it is you're doing. I have questions. And Jenny says thank you all, and yes, I really want to extend a big thank you to everybody. I really appreciate that, you guys. You guys are amazing, and I posted in the members. I never thought that this would happen. Like, it's blown my mind how many people have listened to these interviews and things. And I'm glad to get Maddie's story out here. And I'm glad you guys found a place that you like to be. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for that. Anna says, that's exactly what I was thinking. He went down there to be a gross human being. Yeah. So we talked about it before. And again, I want to give a trigger warning, but we were thinking about the autopsy. We want to know if there was any fluids found through the autopsy, because that would answer that question. But
reason as a reasonable person, you can't understand the unreasonable.
That not what about the autopsy. I can't pull the autopsy because when there's a child under 18, the parents have to release the autopsy in order for it to be out. So I can't pull that. I'm going to try to find some documents if I can, because I know there was one guy that had some documents, so I might be able to find something through that and see. But I really wanted you guys to hear that just as daily advice. I'm going to back it up again, and we're going to listen to that one more time because it's an important statement I think we all need to try to remember and keep in mind in daily life.
Not long after we all say goodnight.
You can't reason. As a reasonable person, you can't understand the unreasonable. There's no way you'd be able to wrap your head around anything that he's accused of doing or that he did.
So remember, out there in your daily lives, when you're dealing with people that are unreasonable, as a reasonable human being, you'll never understand the unreasonable. You'll never get it. You'll never understand why people who are doing unreasonable things are doing them. So try to keep that in mind and just move on and realize that people are unreasonable and just not thinking on the same wavelength as you are. They're not on your level, so to say. And that might help you get through a bad spot in your day. Eek says, thank you. Anna says, I wonder if Jen got the autopsy and that's why she got the immunity. I don't know. It's a good question because they seem to have plenty of evidence to get Stephen Stearns and nail him to the wall without Jennifer's testimony. So why does she need immunity? Why did they have to give her limited immunity to get her to whatever they're going to use her for? I'm assuming in the trial to testify. Why do they need that when they have all this evidence? Anna says, as a reasonable person, there's no way to understand an unreasonable person. Exactly.
There's no way that any of us would be able to, even with all of our experience in public safety, there's just no way. So.
Wow. I mean, obviously making a move like that, there's something's going on here.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get you out of here, Mr. Stearns, and you can try to get some rest.
Where can I go my trash?
I'll take same down, Evan.
Okay. Wow, this has got so much hair on it now, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Jesus. What is this one?
See, these are the guys that have fallen in line of duty.
Who is this over Oh, that,
They had to go back in the
that's all
record
I have to
books.
do with Winter Park.
I think so.
I saw the motorcycle down in the lobby, I guess.
Yeah, that was Callan's. Yeah. He was struck by a reckless driver.
So we'll listen to that. Usually he does ask questions about officers just because he was in that line of duty. Anna says, I hope they release the rest of her immunity interviews, since the one I heard from March 18th sounded exactly like all her others. Yeah, the immunity interviews were paid for by 3 people. I know it was the docket because that's where I saw it, and Plunder has it. She's really good. And then the other one, probably Gray Hughes investigates. I don't really care for that person, so I don't really watch him. But I know they had to pay like a substantial amount of money to get the immunity interviews. I did go over the one from the docket, and I tried not to play all of the stuff because, again, when I use somebody's lab, I try not to play all of it if I can help it, so that you guys will go watch it on their channel. But I don't think I'll be able to get access to the immunity interviews. I should ask, though, because now that it's been released, it might be available for release to the public. So I'll send in a request for that today. Hi, Abellis. It's good to see you again, love. And Anna says, yuck. Yeah, I don't think there's anything pertinent in the end of this, but we'll listen to the end of this. And then that's all I have for today. So I'll get with y'all at the end of this. It's good to
I
see
ran
you,
into a
Bill.
guy that was a motorcycle cop out of California, and he did it for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Any accidents? No.
That's incredible.
I mean, how did that happen? I had a Honda 750 back in the 70s, and when some old lady ran me off the 1792 into the median, I said, that's it, I'm getting rid of this.
Yeah.
Back then, the population was only 500. Somewhere between 5 and 6. You just can't imagine 22, 23 million people.
Not just that, but everybody's on their phones, everybody's listening to, there's so much more distraction.
All right, so I guess I just wait to hear from you guys. What are these guys doing? Waiting for the latest. Cultures? Thank you. All right.
Before you go, I can't leave because you guys have impounded my car and my medications are in my car. I need them.
Okay. Where are they at in the car?
Front passenger seat.
Or like they're sitting on the front passenger seat?
Yeah, I don't know if they're on the seat or on the floor, but they're inside of a plastic bag. I just need the plastic bags. It's got a rainbow clear medication, like a month-long medication box.
Okay.
Separated by days.
Okay.
I need that in order for me to do anything.
Okay.
And then there's a pill bottle in there. Just bring the whole bag of medications.
Let me go see what I can do, okay? I know it's sealed because we're processing it forensically. Is there any other way you can get a hold of this medication?
I just
like
heard
going back
this.
to my house, but that's also sealed by forensics.
It's also sealed by forensics, yeah. Okay. Let me see what the best avenue is.
I have already.
Go ahead.
Detective Andrews has already gone in there, and I told him I need my meds, but let me see what I could do. So I don't know if you guys can tag team it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll text. I'll let you know as soon as possible.
You have me hang tight?
Well, yeah, for the medicine, real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so give me 5 minutes. I'll be back 5.
Did you notice the irritation in her voice? I need my meds. Like real aggressive and angry. I mean, I understand it's your medication that you take on a daily basis and you feel like you need that medication. Okay, got it. But where is that for Maddie, ma'am? What? Why aren't you? None of that when it comes to talking about Maddie or the shit that this monster did to her, this cobra right here. You're more concerned about your freaking meds than you are about your child, in my opinion.
It's concluding this interview with Mr. Stearns.
Bellis, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, she wants her Addie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure does, in my opinion. So Jennifer says, I'm guessing she's offered. Jenny Jen says, I'm guessing she was offered immunity since she's a prime witness for the case. But there was questions she wasn't asked, which I'm guessing they know their answer. Very interesting. Very interesting. That is a great point to bring up. Oh, Abellis, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you guys for joining memberships. I really appreciate that. That helps me out so much. Thank you. Yeah, so if anybody wants to become a member, again, check that out. There's 2 levels. I've explained that. This is going to be it for me right now. I saw something that is pertinent to another case that we are going over right now that I've touched on. So I'm going to look into that and see if there's new information in that interview that somebody has put out. And if there is, I will schedule a live for a couple hours for later this afternoon. And we'll go over that. So if you see, make sure your notifications are on so that you'll get a notification if I feel like there's information in it we need to talk about. Abella says, hooray, I can be a member. Yeah. So you guys can join the Speculating family just by hitting that subscribe button. All you got to do to be a member of my family, our family, is hit the subscribe button. If you want to do more, you can become a member, but that's up to you. Anna says, is there a way to know why she got immunity? I'm thinking that it was what Jenny Jen said. If I had to guess, I would say it's along the lines of she's a prime witness for the case. And so they need that to convince the jury. However, I would think that they had enough, but you never know. You want to make sure all your avenues are exhausted when it comes to a trial, because you never know what the jury's going to do. But again, I feel like the jury would have had enough off of what Stefan did anyway. If I'm looking at it, from the evidentiary standpoint, I don't think that it's her testimony is not worth all of the shit she did that you can damn near prove that she did, just erasing all that for the moment or pausing it or whatever and not charging her with shit so that you have her for the case. But it could be why they did limited immunity, so they can get her to testify and then go back and be like, okay, now we're charging you with this shit because, girl, what the fuck? Jeannie just said, I was offered, I think it might have been, if she didn't lie, the interrogation, but I was offered if she didn't lie, the interrogation, but obviously I feel they do know she lied. So that takes immunity completely off the table. Yeah, that's a great point. If you get immunity, you're not supposed to have been lying. That's right. Zan said if she has limited immunity, they won't ask all the questions. Okay. Eek said, nice to see you, Abellis, or so nice of you, Abellis. Yes, that was nice of you. Anna says the jury seeing those photos makes me sick. Yeah, it makes me sick too. It really does. All of the things when we think about poor Maddie. Abella says, thank you, Eek. So with that, that's going to be it for me right now. Like I said, make sure Anna says, why not Zan? I don't know. Maybe because they wouldn't want her answer, because everything that she answers is going to be recorded. So maybe they wouldn't want to chance the jury hearing her say an answer to a question that might paint her in a bad light. Possibly would be my thought. Zan might answer you. So make sure that you guys have your notification bell on, and that you guys look for a live stream later. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you to the new members. That's so awesome. You guys are great. Thank you so much. If you feel compelled to, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'm going to play a song. You guys will still be able to comment while the song is playing, so you can look for the answer to that question if Zan is still here. And I will see you possibly later today, definitely in the morning. I hope you guys have the best day you've ever had in your whole entire life. And I will see you definitely tomorrow, possibly later today. Thank you again, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Have a good day.
Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better. Don't even know where to begin. If I allow myself to dream, will it be as good as it seems? Pull me out of this place in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle. If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Take me up into the mountains, send me off into the wild. Misery is still a path I would choose if the alternatives are worse. I guess it's time to find a friend, one who will stick by to the end. Going out of my mind in the middle, wasting all of my time in the middle. I take a bite and spit it out, unaware of what it's about. I'm not that good at faking it. I feel somehow I've broken it. I don't believe I'm part of it. If I try to climb up the wall, everyone can see when I fall. Nothing really matters at all. Pull me out of this place in the middle. Nothing more to embrace in the middle.
Still rough around the edges. I guess that some things never change. Yeah, I know that it's been ages, but it kinda feels the same. No matter how hard you try, you cannot push me out, so just listen. I've been thinking of you since you broke